Are we free? Are we in control of our life? Do we even exist? Is this real? Should we kill one person to save 10? Is it okay to lie? Today we're gonna take a look at philosophy's most debated questions. One of the most famous questions in philosophy is, do we have free will? Well, that isn't your typical yes or no question. This question entails a lot of thinking. Greek philosopher Aristotle places emphasis on the role of choices. He mentions that an individual has the power to do or not to do, so he is always in control of his decisions, be them vicious or virtuous. As for English philosopher Thomas Hobbes, he firmly argues that man is free in that he has the liberty to do if he will, and to do what he wills, as far as there are no external impediments concerning the action he intends. But he is not free to will or to choose his will. The great Enlightenment philosopher Immanuel Kant affirmed the link between freedom and goodness, upon which the Christian tradition is settled. If we are not free to choose, he argues, then it would make no sense to choose the right path. Today, we still don't have a clear answer. However, we do have more research done, primarily focusing on brain scans to draw connections between the intricate networks of neurons, but this has only revealed links between genetics and environment, fueling a nature vs nurture debate. The second question that must be asked is being a skeptic reasonable in today's world? Pieris is the father of skepticism. His doctrine can be summed up in this one word, akatalepsia, which means the impossibility of comprehending something. He argues that we only know how things appear but are ignorant of their inner substance, especially as the same thing can appear differently to different people. As for René Descartes, he wrote his book Meditations to try to think and use the reasoning of a skeptic, but ultimately reached a place where he denounced skepticism and solipsism because there's an undoubtable statement, I think, therefore I am. Now on to Scottish philosopher David Hume. He argues that we cannot know anything about the world with certainty. He posits that there is no rational justification for most of what we believe in, and that we can only say that something is more probable but not certain. Another controversial question is, should we kill one person to save 10?
Mr. Lepkin, I want to thank you for your sacrifice.
Don't. This is for my daughter. You just think about doing right for the people that are left behind.
According to utilitarianism, yes, utilitarianism can be best described as a doctrine that prescribes actions maximizing happiness and well-being for all affected individuals. Be careful not to confuse the righteousness of the consequence with the righteousness of the motive, because the right thing can stem from a bad motive. The most notorious problem tackling utilitarianism is the trolley problem, which, by the way, may make you skeptical of your own morals in some way. Listen to this. An onlooker has the choice to save 5 people in danger of being hit by a trolley by diverting the trolley to kill just one person. What would you do in this case? No matter what your answer is, there's no definite one. Maybe the whole purpose of the trolley problem is to provoke thought instead of finding a solution. Next on, we're going to question an activity that we undertake every single day. Is lying morally wrong? The most challenging thing about discussing the act of lying is trying to reach a common consensus of what lying really is. Is it possible to utter a falsehood and yet not lie? Or vice versa? If it is or if it is not, does that mean that lying is morally wrong when it is within a certain compass? Is wrongness determined by motivation and purpose? Aristotle views lying as the opposite of moderation, and therefore a way to ruin a good life. So he prohibits lying except in some extreme cases, where lying is the way to protect someone from harm. Philosopher Immanuel Kant argues that lying is actually morally wrong. He believes that all persons are born with an intrinsic worth that he calls human dignity. Discussing lying remains a challenge. However, it is a moral responsibility to ask ourselves, what are the consequences of lying? If it is not necessary to lie and it involves harm, maybe it is best to not engage in such activities. All in all, we have to keep asking questions and keep researching to find the answers. If philosophy is anything, it's an answer to that question. how to live. It's what we have been looking for. In the words of the renowned American author Ryan Holiday, would you really know what philosophy offers to humanity? Seneca asked in his Letters from a Stoic. Philosophy offers counsel, Seneca said. That was the most powerful lesson he learned from his child tutor, Attalus the Stoic. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like this video, leave a comment, and turn on the notifications for future content.